Promoting ethnic and religious ties is the topic for today's discussion.
Ethnicity, simply put, is just a group of people bound together by particular landmark, culture, and ancestry. Religion is simply, straight to the point, individual spiritual affiliations.
We find out that some of the laws binding us in the whole world are really anchored from the 10 Commandments in the Bible. That is true.
Our youth of today, they are very easily carried away by the things they see from the Western world. Does it have value to us? Does it add value to you as a person? Those things that you are emulating, are they things that add value to you? Now, I'm not against emulating the Western world. All I'm saying is that pick the ones that add value to you.
You know, if you go outside, as a matter of fact, you find out that there's more cooperation within us. No yes. Yoruba, no Hausa, no Igbo, if you go outside the country. But why we come here now, we start this segregation. Welcome back. We're still discussing promoting ethnic and religious ties. Now, finally, how do we now promote this at our workplace?
Beautiful.
This is especially for workplace. Now, how do we promote the ethnicity and diversity ties?
There's a popular saying in my place that it's impossible to have an elder in the marketplace and the head of the child at the back is twisted. Okay. You know, the elder would help to straighten it. Yeah. So in the workplace, the foundation lies with the head of the organization.
Management, yeah.
The management, the head of the CEO, the management level. They have the core, importance of what they lay down in that organization. So whoever heads the organization first must put it at the back of the mind that this is what we want in this organization. We want to promote diversity, we want to promote oneness. Secondly, you put in policies that would aid this diversity. Put in policies, I don't want to use the word laws, but company policies.
No discrimination.
No discrimination.
No APC, no PDP in the office.
At all, And then, so thirdly, I was saying here, say and do it.
Yeah.
You just don't say it. Let the members of your staff see that you're actually doing what you're saying.
Yes.
It's one thing to have it on paper, like we have our laws here in this country. It's another thing to actually enforce these laws and enforce these policies that you have put in place. All right. Finally, be open to new ideas from the younger ones, and be open to people, to your members of staff coming to you with their problems. Don't just sit up high up there and then be the Lord and Master of it all and everybody sees you and they start running helter-skelter and all that. No, be open, be amiable to your staff, be friendly.
Be a leader, not a boss.
Exactly. Be a leader. Yes, be a leader, not a boss. Be open to people that work with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. You have said it all. It says they train and educate, to encourage diversity in the workplace. Communicate your diversity policy regularly, as you mentioned, and clearly make it a part of the business vision. And management can as well or actually lead diversity and inclusion. So that's how this can be solved. In the workplace, because we are specifically talking about workplace, don't be because you are the head of a manager as a Yoruba, then every other person must Yoruba. And that's the problem we have with our leader, Buhari, making everybody now from one side of the nation. Nepotism comes in there. Yes. So don't also take that to the workplace. Who is able to do a particular job, tax, whether it's for your place, give the person the tax to do. Beautiful. Because what you are looking for is result.
Yes.
So that's how it's supposed to be. Then, as you said, as a leader, be the one to promote it. Don't let it's only one particular tribe. You always side and you leave the other ones. No, we should do this in the workplace so that there'll be oneness. And then our youth continue to grow with that, oh, this is my friend. My children have Muslim friends. I do have Muslim friends myself too. So it does not really matter the religion or wherever we come from. Let us do the right thing. Yes. And when we promote this, our children will learn from it too. And when we must have left this planet Earth, they will continue from where we stop.
Yes.
So we'll take a break now, come back, enter question and answer session. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
My name is Segun Oladunjoye. I want to ask Ma, how do you prove your value in a place where your value does not count?
My name is Olaomi. I want to ask, is there a thin line between ethnicity and tribalism?
Mr. Champion, my question is, does intermarriage promote ethnicity and religious ties?
If you are wrong, learn to say I'm sorry. Learn to say I'm sorry. Listen, humility does not take anything from you. Instead, it adds to you. Humble yourself and you will be exalted. That's the admonition.
Whether you're a man or woman, say I'm sorry. Yes. Welcome back. A lot of questions have been asked from the audience, so I direct them to our guest for her response.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
The first question from Shegun says, how do you prove your value in a place where your value doesn't count. It's not valued? Now, the first thing that will come to mind is you have to ask yourself why your value doesn't count. Are you in the right place at the right time, at that point in time? All right? Secondly is there a way that you can have a staying power to still maintain your stand without causing rifts with whoever these people are? If it is possible, then I will ask you to have your staying power and remain there until your value begins to count. But where there's going to be a rift or it's going to affect you as a person, I will advise that you move to where your value will be counted. Because it is very easy to, if you don't have a staying power, it is very easy to be absorbed into the other side that you don't want to, be absorbed into.
No need to compromise. Yeah.
Exactly, that's the word. So that you don't compromise your values. So where you find a situation whereby you are between two sides, and then your values are beginning to be compromised, then I would advise that you
leave the place.
You leave the place.
Okay.
Now, the second question is from Olawumi, that is there a thin line between ethnicity and tribalism? There's a very, very thin line. In fact, they are all used interchangeably sometimes with even nationality, But tribalism, sometimes, it's if you want to look at it deeply, it will be a bit more deep than ethnicity. I would say that because ethnicity is wider. It has to do maybe with a nation and all that. But tribalism, you are more individualistic, more into small clusters. Yes, into small clusters now, So you have, let me give you an example. In Nigeria, we are all Nigerians. We are the Yorubas, Even among the Yorubas, we now have different tribes.
Exactly.
Yes, you have those from Oyo, you have from Ijebu, Osun, and all that. Then you now begin to talk of the tribes, So it's a very thin line, if you look at it. And the words can be used interchangeably.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Then I have Mr. Champion. Does intermarriage promote ethnicity and religious tie? I would say a very big fat yes to that. But like with all things, you have the good side and the bad side. You have the advantages and the disadvantages. If you're going to have intertribal marriage, interreligious marriage, it takes a lot of maturity and understanding from both parties.
Yeah.
You have to be able to be willing to understand where the other party is coming from. And then you have to be patient enough for the other party to understand yourself and explain yourself to the other party. If you are not matched, it's not for the faint-hearted. I will tell you that it's not for the faint-hearted. And like I said earlier, when in our earlier discourse, that all these things, the foundation lies from the home. If you have been brought up, if you have been imbibed, to accept other people's diversity and cultures, you are open-minded, then intercultural marriage, it comes like every other normal thing to you, So I hope I've been able to answer all your questions.
Thank you so much. I think we're having increase on that now. Tribal, intertribal marriages.
Yes.
It's increasing almost every day. Sometimes I used to say maybe out of 10 marriages now, 7 or 6 or 8 might be intertribal marriage. So I
Yes.
think it helps really to promote these ethnic ties that we're just discussing. And we pray that as much as you can. If you know you can, like she said, you need to understand, you need to tolerate each other. If you're able to do that, there's no problem. And if you come from the family, but I know there's some family that will say, no way, you cannot marry outside this. So they will come with reasons. Either they say because you are the first son, or because you are the first daughter, or senior daughter. You know, they come with different reasons. But in spite of that, we have seen the growth of intermarriage, intertribal marriage in our nation. So it promotes ethnic and religious ties. Having said this, please, what's your parting words to the audience?
Yes, my parting words, like I said earlier, know your values. Aside from what your society tells you, aside from what your family tells you, you yourself, what do you stand for? What are your values? Unless you're able to stand for yourself and know what to stand for, then you will be carried away by other people's values. Know your stand and be willing as a person. I know this change, it's a long journey, but it starts with you and I. Don't just come here like we have gathered here today and then go away. You have learned, please go out there and put these things into action. Don't just say it and do it.
All right, thank you so much. I'm sure we enjoyed the topic today, so that when you go out from there, you don't see another person to be an enemy. We shouldn't look at anybody from any ethnicity or any tribe to be enemy. No. We need to promote it. We need to say we are one. Because truly, as you have good Igbos, so you also have bad Igbos. As you have bad Hausa, so you also have good Hausa. As you have bad Yoruba, so you have good Yoruba. So it's just like that all over. There's no particular tribe that is 100% good, and you understand. So we should try to be accepted and promote it wherever we go. And as long as you find such person fit to be a friend,
Yes.
fit to associate with, why not?
Why not?
It does not really matter. So like I said earlier, we'll have enough for this. So I want to thank you, Funmi, for coming to
The pleasure is
to
mine.
the stage today. I want to thank you for the time you are spending, and of course our production crew for a job well done, and executive producer. Also want to thank our sponsors. We are really grateful for keeping this program on air. Thank you so much, our sponsors. We want to invite a comedian, Apostle, to sign out this program. Keep watching Vivid View program, same time, same station. I am Ehiliz. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Thank you so
All
much
right.
for
Thank you
appreciation
so
for
much.
coming.
Thank
This
you
is from
so
us. You can see my
Thank
picture there, and then
you.
from one of our sponsors. Everything is packaged.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for coming. I really appreciate you.
Well, when you were actually speaking, I discovered that English is not meant for everybody. You're talking about ethnic tiles. I was at the backstage. Someone was like, really? I was like, what do you mean by really? He said that no wonder that tiles in the house is not very good. And I was like, what do you mean? He said the tile is always breaking. And I said, well, I said the tiler did not put ethnics in the tiles. Seriously, it's great. Seriously, it's wonderful. You know, being in Nigeria is a great thing. I'm proud to be in Nigeria.
Yes.
I'll say that any day, anytime. But the only issue I have is, I don't know. Sorry, what's the color of that clothes you're wearing? That one? Can you just tell me what's the color? I don't know. Okay, this is red, right? Obviously, right? Nigerians, we like taking advantage of every little situation. The last wedding I anchored, when I saw the color code, weirdest color code ever. They sent me the IV, I just saw Ukraine red. I said, which one is Ukraine red with a touch of Russian black? Nigerians, you can take advantage of anything. And what's going on now is pray for Ukraine, Abi. But let's take a look at it. Who really need prayer? No, who really need prayer? Okay, pray for Ukraine now. No problem. Let's pray for Ukraine. There's war in Ukraine, but there's still constant power supply. There's war in Ukraine. There's water is flowing, Abi. There's war in Ukraine. Their president is not traveling anywhere. And pray for Ukraine. It's just like we are wasting prayer. Huh? In fact, as I speak to you, it's Ukraine that should be praying for us. Yes, now they are the one that will be saying, you know that there's a word that Jesus says, say, don't cry for me, cry for yourself. Now Ukraine is supposed to tell us now. And I'm surprised, why you guys complaining of the weather? Are you guys not, is the weather not okay? In here. The sun outside is terrible. He's not concerned whether you're a first son or second son. It's not everybody you see in the banks now that are there for transaction. No? Some are there because of air condition. The sun outside is terrible. I went to the banking hall and I saw a young man sitting beside a very beautiful lady with a teller and a pen. You never feel him. As a responsible, I said, sir, do you need help? The man said, I don't need help. It's only Jesus Christ that can help me. Fine. I went in, I did my transaction. After 30 minutes, I still saw this same man sitting there with his teller beside this lady. I said, sir, do you need help? He said, I don't need help. If I need help, I will tell her. And I said, okay, sir, what is the problem? He said, I should go outside. I will know. The sun outside, the sun is terrible. And a lot of people say they don't like air condition joke. Well, maybe they are not a fan of it, sure.
Wow.
They're not a fan of it, seriously. But it's wonderful. Initially, on my way here, I planned on making a joke about banks. Okay, but I didn't save it, so I lost interest. So in case you don't have interest in banking joke, you are not alone, actually. I mean, you are not alone. Not alone, actually.
Play of words.
Thank you.